Welcome to Chuck and Chubby Sports, where we back in our yapping. We ain't never capping. That's a factor. So what's happening?
Not a coach, not a pro, no X's, no O's, just the fans' point of view and what we know. Let's go.
Yo, what's going on with everybody? What's going on? Hope that y'all about to tune in, man. I am working tremendously hard today. We're bringing out content. I'm not sure if I can drop the NC State and Clemson video reactions to the spring games. I'm not sure. I'm nervous about dropping it. Just got my monetization from YouTube, and I really don't want it to go away, even though it's a reaction video. And I put my copyright disclaimer in there. If anybody can help me out and let me know if I can do so, let me know. I don't know if you got to do a live reaction with it or if you can do reaction, but it's already up on YouTube, and I kind of did a reaction to them. But just for backup is for sake, and I just wanted to come in here and talk to y'all a little bit about the Clemson and excuse me. Let me do this again. The Clemson and NC State games. I wanted to share that with y'all, okay? And what I've learned from those games. Now a little bit about what I've learned from those games. Let me get this pulled up here. Let me get everything pulled up. Make sure I got everything pulled up correctly here. I'm gonna get the slide pulled up here, and then y'all can work with me. Let me get this slide pulled up on the screen. Matter of fact, I don't even need it. I don't need it. It's just the NC State and the Clemson spring games. What we've learned from them and what I've learned from them is that Clemson, Cabe Klubnik, I've seen he made some great throws, some decent throws, but overall, I wanted to check out their defense. Their defense was the number one defense in the ACC last year. I mean, when you talk about all around defense, pass defense, run defense, Miami I still think they had the number one rushing defense. You can't tell me no different. Now, eye test. That's just my opinion, I guess, because I mean, well, if you go statistically, you can already say that they were too. So we can back that up with stats also. Not only that, but Clemson lost some key pieces on their defense, right? But their defense played. I like the way I seen out of their defense in the spring game. I don't want to say outstanding because we still got a long ways to go till the fall. But what I've seen in the Clemson spring game was that their defense was on point. The defense was on point. Their offense has missed some plays. There was a reverse towards the first half. In the first half, that he probably should have took the outside on. Their offensive line was there. He missed a hole. Should have bounced it outside. Wound up trying to cut it inside, make a double move, 2-3 moves, and didn't get as many yards as he should. I didn't like that. I didn't like the effort that the receivers gave for Clemson. The freshman receiver number 12, I can't get his name off top right now. Help me out. But he did score a touchdown. He would not block when it was called for the block. And I don't like that. I don't like when receivers don't block. That's the difference between the small things in college football is in my opinion, or I should say hypothesis, because there is facts to back this up and there is video of the spring game and that will back up what I'm saying. The effort from the receivers when it was a run play was not there. They did not sell their routes. They did not block. They did not get a body. They didn't touch a body, period. And then that gives away a lot in the effort of blocking. Now, I didn't like that, but what I've seen out of that defense was great. Number 55, defensive tackle, 3 technique. He controlled his gap assignments perfectly, which the edges, outside linebacker, defensive end hybrid, however you want to put that, took a lot of pressure off them, and they made outstanding plays. Number 17, a backup quarterback there. One of the quarterbacks there, I don't know if he's second or third string, but He did not make the proper calls and slide his adjustment when they were blitzing their safeties. And that made it hard on the offensive tackle. The offensive tackle would then to either take the defensive end or he would try to take the blitzing safety or outside linebacker in that matter. And the play would be made either by the defensive end, defensive tackle getting penetration, and it was a busted play. A couple of sacks there. However, like I said, I wanted to pay attention to Clemson's defense because that was my concern going in there. Yours may have been offense, mine was defense, but I think that they'll be fine on defense. They didn't miss a beat, in my opinion. I like what I saw out of that defense with Clemson. And if that offense could get clicking and they could make some plays and everybody gives, maximum effort, even when receivers aren't actually touching the ball physically, they'll be good. But if they don't give that maximum effort, they will not succeed. They just won't. It just won't happen for Clemson. All right. That depends on them. And that's what I've learned from the Clemson game. All right. Moving on. Now, I want to talk about this NC State game. Grayson McCall, as we all know, transferred over Coastal Carolina, NC State. Look, I'm telling y'all right now, Grayson McCall is a very accurate quarterback. There was some rust that has to be shaken off. It's just a spring game, so don't nobody go into a panic. Any NC State fans out there. But what I've seen out of Grayson McCall in this spring game, I'll have to say I will give it A minus because of the inconsistency on some throws. However, I seen him thread the needle in that game a couple of times, and I like what I saw. He took what the defense gave him. He made some nice throws into windows. I like that. What I've seen out of Grayson. Their backup quarterback CJ Bailey struggled a little bit when he got up in there with the first string with the ones. However, he's a freshman quarterback, early enrollee. You expect that to him from have some bumps and bruises, getting out there, going game speed. Fumbled a couple of snaps, low snaps, you should say, or whatever. And he made the best out of it, but and then you seen some good speed out of him early on, when he was with the twos, I'm guessing, or threes, whatever it was. You're seeing some great speed up out of the young man, and that's promising. And the reason why that is promising is because that offensive line out there at NC State and that run game is a plus. I have to give it A plus to the receiving core out there at NC State. I will have to give it A plus to the offensive line at NC State, and I have to give it an A plus to the running backs at NC State. They have a good problem going out there because you literally can drive a truck through the holes that I have seen in that NC State game. The offensive line, body on a body, getting to the next level. They did not stop once they got to the next level. They ran with their running backs as far as they could. The wide receivers ran their routes full speed, even if they did not make the block. They ran their route perfectly to the point where the cornerback was full that they may be even touching the ball. And that's what you need out of your receivers. Sell the play, even if you're not touching the ball. And I like the unselfishness of NC State. And I'm seeing why that program is always a surprise program over there in the A's. I'm starting to understand that now. Why is NC State always a surprise program? Because of the culture they build over there. The receivers, when they did not touch the ball, they ran the route perfectly. They gave maximum effort. They blocked. The offensive linemen continued to go downfield. The running backs blocked when it was a pass play. And when they ran the ball, they want to establish the run. So that's what we learned out of there. NC State wants to establish the run. And if they establish the run, which is going to cause, you can't go into cover 3, sit in the zone on Grayson McCall. He's too accurate. He'll pick that apart. So what you want to do is you try to go into a cover 2, cover 1, or you want to go cover 0. They'll run the ball on you. And then when you do want to go into a cover zero and you want to move everybody up in the box on a Grayson McCall, trying to prepare for him, or that run game that they have with that excellent offensive line, and they open up holes like that, and those cutback lanes are there, you got to worry about Concepcion and them other receivers that give maximum effort blocking downfield, and so forth and so on. Concepcion is a downfield threat. You have to account for him. NC, in my opinion, what I have learned in closing from Clemson is that Clemson will continue to have a decent defense in the ACC. I don't know if their year goes best as was last year, but if they can come together and give better effort out of receivers, they will have a decent season. But what I've learned from NC State in closing is that NC State will be a very dangerous team. I've seen everything likable out of them. They established the run game. Everybody gave maximum effort on that offense. And boy, oh boy, did they not. And Grayson McCall picked apart when they tried to sit in the zone on him. There's nothing you can do with them. You're going to have to be playing excellent defense against them. They're going to be tough. They are going to be tough this year. That's what I've learned from NC State, y'all. Y'all got to check it out. The videos is up on YouTube. I don't know if I can drop them. I have to find out if I could drop them. I put up a copyright disclaimer, but like I said, I don't want to lose monetization trying to put up a video of that. But I'm telling y'all, watch out for North Carolina State. Harbaugh has given college football the identity back that the run game will work. And believe me, NC State and their running backs, and they have a slew of them. There is more than 2 running backs for NC State that can carry the load in that offensive line. They have depth on that offensive line. They are prepared to run the ball, establish the run game. They have the depth because on the white and the red side, they both ran the ball well, in my opinion. I mean, the facts is there, though. So in my hypothesis, I should say, educated guess, they will establish the run, and Grayson McCall will pick a part of the defense. They're just going to be a tough team to play. I like what I've seen out of NC State. I really do. I gave them a B+ in the video, but realistically, y'all, I'm going against that. And I got to give them an A from what I've seen at the spring game. They're going to be tough, man. I don't know what they're going to do in the season. But I'm just letting y'all know what I've seen, okay, out of the spring games. So if you're not on your A game playing NC State this year, they will ruin your season and they will put up big numbers on you. Grayson McCall, excellent accuracy, can make all the throws. I like what I've seen out of him. The receivers are dangerous, not only because they will block you and you don't know when they're blocking or when they're going for a route, because that's how they play. I like what I've seen out of them, man. They'll be a contender. They will be a contender in the ACC. Believe that. All right.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.